Friday, April 18th, 4:07 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. It's a short trading week because the United States federal holiday today. So the stock markets were closed today. We're already halfway through the month. Going to go over the Dow Jones Stock Index and the 30 companies in it. Dow Jones Industrial Average Stock Index is a very old, one of the original stock indexes, very diversified. Big difference than the Magnificent Seven. Magnificent Seven or what? Companies that only trade on the NASDAQ and they're high tech. So the Dow 30 is much more diversified. And again, Dow 30 companies. These companies each are worth over hundreds of billions of dollars. And since we're near the end of the month, looking at the monthly chart, going to be able to identify a higher time frame, more activity that occurring from either accumulation, distribution. Also identifying which ones made new lows for the year, as well which ones made new highs for the year. Identify the leadership compared to the stock index. This is the stock watch list on the left of the Dow 30, alphabetical order, how it closed Thursday. Some green, some red. Just looking at that, that does not tell you how it's performing for year to date, nor the prior year. Mixed singles. Now we're looking at chart, 20 years of history of the Dow 30. You can see market cycles. Look at the bottom left. Subprime mortgage, the real estate bubble. Look, it went down for several years. COVID went down and recovered. Big recovery. Went down here again. Past few years, all the way up to last year, it's been bullish. Yep, for the past 3 years, look at this bullish. All-time new highs were made last year. Hear this. Last year, the Dow made the all-time new high. This year, it has not. So when we start comparing for stocks, we're going to see what stocks in the index took out the highs of last year and made new highs of this year. So just to let you know, this month, you see this big red candle on the far right, made a new low for the month, which is a new low for the year. And it also broke the low of last year. So we already know it didn't take out the high of last year, but it did break the low of last year. Much more information here on the chart than we saw on the watch list. Very concerning. So now we'll go alphabetical order, look at those companies. First one is Apple, which also trades on the NASDAQ 100 and the fantastic Magnificent Seven. So look at the far right. The all-time high was last year. It did not make a new high this year. Nope. So that's similar to the Dow. It's underperforming. And this year, this month, new low. Underperforming Apple. Amgen. Also, look at that. Last year was the all-time high. And this month made a new low for the prior month, but it didn't take out the low this year yet. So, comparison, this one's doing better than the stock index. It's doing better than Apple. Amazon, part of the Magnificent Seven. It's on the NASDAQ 100. See this orange vertical line? That's when it got added here on the Dow 30. Again, I shared opportunities to invest in it way back then. Nice investment, buying on the dip. Well, look at the top far right. Amazon made an all-time new high. It broke the high of last year. Nice. This month, new low for the year. Hasn't taken out the low of last year. It's performing better than the other ones I showed you. Nice. American Express. Yep. First month of this year was the new high for the year, and this month, new low for the year. Boeing. Who's surprised? Here's the high for 2019. Wow. And this month made a new low for the year, and it took out the low of last year. Boeing's very disappointing. Very disappointing. Yeah. So it's affecting the Dow 30. If this was to be taken off and replaced with a better company, you have better performance on the index. You have a say in that. You can lobby the company that manages Dow 30. What company would you want to replace Boeing? I would not want Tesla. It's underperforming too. That's my other video, Magnificent Seven. So Caterpillar. Last year was the all-time high. This year, we broke the low of last year, underperforming. Salesforce. Yep. We have not taken out the high of last year, and this year made a new low already. Cisco. Same thing. New low for the year. See this yellow line? We broke it. Wow. Deep sell-off. Chevron. Underperforming. Here's a high of 2022. Way below it. Yep. So we did break the high of last year right here. That was the prior month. So we could remove this. And look what we did this month. Huge sell-off this month. And made a new low for this year and broke the low of last year. Very disappointing. So let's fix this here now. Add this, do some house maintenance. Here's the high for this year. Okay. That's it. So again, look at the month. The month's not over yet. This current red candle, huge trading range, one of the biggest ones I've seen in the durations. Really bearish. Wow, concerning. Again, it was all on that one event that occurred, about a few weeks ago from the executive branch. Goldman Sachs made the new high for the year and now new low for the year. Home Depot, look at that, way below the highs of last year and new low for the year. Honeywell also still below the highs of last year and broke the low of last year. Disappointing. IBM. It did make a new high for this year. And right now, new low for the year. Johnson & Johnson, again, very disappointing. Way below the highs of 2022. Hasn't taken out the lows of this year yet, which happened to be the first month. JP Morgan. Just came out with earnings recently. New high for the year, right here. And currently meeting new low for the year. Disappointing. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola Company. What's your preferred beverage if you drink sodas? Coca-Cola? Pepsi? Other? Well, some insight. Here's the low for the year, which is the first month of this year. And this right here, this month of April, we took out the high of last year. Nice. So we made a new all-time high. Coca-Cola. It's performing better than the stock index. It's performing better than the technology stocks I just showed you. Yeah, a beverage company. It's performing better than blockchain. It's performing better than crypto. McDonald's. Last month was the all-time new high. $3M. Here's the high, 2018. Wow. New low for the year. Disappointing. Merck. Also, last year was an all-time high. This year, new low for the year. Disappointing. Microsoft, part of the Magnificent Seven, part of the NASDAQ, hasn't even taken out the high last year and made a new low for the year. Nike. Disappointing. Since 2021. And new low for this year and took out the low of 2020. Again, this company is not doing anything positive to help the Dow 30. It's time to be replaced. Help me lobby to get it changed. NVIDIA. This orange vertical line is when it got added to the Dow 30. This year didn't make a new high, and this month new low for the year. Practically gamble. Wow. Still below the highs of last year and made a new low for this year. Sherwin-Williams, they were added recently to the Dow 30. Still below the highs of last year, made a new low for this year. Travelers, another financial. Yep, still below the highs of last year. Made a new low for the year. Disappointing. Have you heard of this company, United Health Group? Mm-hmm. Below the highs of last year. Look at that. Made a new high for the year. Right here, huge volatility, sold off, still above the lows of this year. Visa, another financial. Made a new high for this year. Currently, new low for the year. Broke the low already. New low for the year. Verizon, again, disappointing. Look, 2019 was the high. This year, last month was the high for the year, and we're still inside that range. Lower high, lower low. Disappointing. No surprise, Verizon. Walmart. See some similarity here from the Amazon. So it made a new high this year. First month of the year, and new low for the year. So the takeaway is many of them are similar to the Dow 30. They have not taken out the high of last year. They're making new lows for the year. Again, the Dow 30 stock index, you can invest in it instead of taking higher risk and investing in the individual stocks. Thank you, as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.